first story here, the federal government has inaugurated the National Advisory Committee on Implementation of the Second National Action Plan, NAP, on the UN Security Council Resolution 1325, which is aimed at ensuring that women and girls contribute to building sustainable peace and resilience and benefit equally from humanitarian action. The Minister of Women Affairs and Social Development, Senator Aisha Al-Hassan, who inaugurated the committee in Abuja, said the resolution called for a comprehensive assessment on the impact of armed conflict on women and girls and role of women in peace building, gender dimension peace processes, and conflict resolution. She further stated that concerted efforts should be developed and implemented for state action plan with adequate funding for the sustainability of NAP.
We are taking a historic and concrete step that will further strengthen our understanding, expand the frontiers of our inclusiveness as women, and deepen our bond as one people.
Al-Hassan said in order to ensure a seamless operation and cooperation of bodies at all levels, the Permanent Secretary would chair the NAP committee. The UN Gender Advisor, Comfort Lamte, was represented by the Program Manager on Peace and Security, Njeri Karuru. Lamte said the members of the Advisory Committee should explore and strengthen partnership by strategizing for the efficient implementation, monitoring and reporting of NAP with stakeholders at all levels.
Supporting this through the UK's Conflict Stability and Security Fund, which is doing a number of important areas of work in the area of women, peace and security, of which this is a very important part. And we're delighted that we have been able to provide some support through Eleanor Nwakanobi, the WPS lead, who is working very closely to support your important work.
A list of key actors critical to successful implementation of NAP include Ministry of Justice, Office of the National Security Advisor, Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, and National Refugees Commission. In the meantime, the ECOWAS Parliament is championing the cause for greater participation of women in the agricultural sector and as such is hosting a meeting geared towards promoting gender equality in agricultural investment in Africa. Galaxy's Godfrey Shemoge, who has been at the two-day meeting for the ECOWAS parliamentarians holding in Abuja, reports that the agenda of the meeting include having a thorough look at the policy and institutional framework that will make it easy for women to carve a niche for themselves in agriculture. A member of the ECOWAS Parliament and member of the House of Representatives of Goza Chibok Federal Constituency, Borno State, Honorable Asade Vilita, says the meeting could be the first step towards having a paradigm shift in agriculture in the country.
Especially in Nigeria here, women are the ones that go to even farm. In some communities, men do not even go to farm. So, but we are really constrained because some of the laws and some of the policies do not encourage women to participate actively in farmers or to take the law, that is to take the bull by the horn, like to own it. They are just doing it for the men that are at home. So this conference is very strategic in the sense that it will come up with so many policies that and policy statements that will favor the women so that they can also be empowered.
The ECOWAS Parliament is organizing the meeting in collaboration with key development partners, including the International Institute for Sustainable Development and Oxfam.
Today's meeting were about how parliamentarians see this problem within the region and also in their own country, and how best to implement the existing framework that are already in the ECOWAS region, and also what are the tools, practical tools that could be put in place to facilitate their works towards achieving women empowerment.
And because we all know that in our countries, in our communities, usually half of our people are not listened to, and that half is women. So that's why we are here to actually discuss with parliamentarians so that women rights, gender issues can be actually taken into account while governments are negotiating those large-scale investments in agriculture.
In a recent development, the Nigerian Union of Pensioners in the Southwest has denied any involvement in the pension fraud perpetrated by Abdul-Rashid Maina and his court, stating that any attempt to link the union with the fraud is purely a blackmail. The chairman and secretaries of the union in the region at the end of their meeting held at the Secretariat of the Union in Ibadan also frowned at the non-inclusion of the representatives of the pensioners in the 30-man committee for the minimum wage. Correspondent Koleojo reports that the secretary of the union in Oyo State, Comrade Olusegun Abaton, who presented the communique to journalists, stated that certain individuals must be involved, but the union should not be linked to the scam.
The Nigerian Union of Pensioners, in the pension fraud perpetrated by Alhaji Abdul-Rashid Maina and his cohorts, and wish to categorically state that the Nigerian Union of Pensioners, as a corporate entity and union, was not involved in the pension scam.
The union also appealed to President Muhammadu Buhari to correct the injustice done to its members on the issue of minimum wage negotiation by ensuring the inclusion of representatives of the pensioners in the committee.
The union was not included in the 30-man committee for the minimum wage was seen as deliberate and a continuation of disdain and lack of respect for senior citizens and the entire federation. A repeat of neglect and non-inclusion of the union as a stakeholder in the 2014 confab organized by the Goodluck Jonathan's administration.
Other leaders of the union addressed to react to the instruction to all the state governors to ensure payment of salaries and pension before Christmas by President Muhammadu Buhari, described such as reassuring, calling on the governors to comply strictly.
The directive of the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria will be strictly adhered to by all the governors.
It's not only money contributed by them, it's part of money recovered from the stolen property of Nigeria. Paris Club is part of them, and that is the one being paid to them now.
The President of Nigeria is reaching out of his normal mandate by wanting to help pensioners and workers. And so he has that right to give directive.
The meeting also appealed to the governors in the Southwest to set in motion the process of vacating unpaid arrears of monthly pension of retired primary school teachers and gratuities. And moving on, the Oyo State government has signed a memorandum of understanding with a Chinese construction company for the construction of 38-kilometer light rail system in order to boost transportation across the state. At a brief signing of the memorandum of understanding, which was held at the Executive Council chamber of the Governor's Office, Ibadan, the state government assured that the project will not only address the perennial traffic congestion across different parts of the state, but would also boost both the commercial and economic activities of the people in the state.
As regards light train project in the state, going from toll gate down to from Sayo down to Dandaro here, then down to Ojo.
How many kilometers?
38 point something kilometers.
The section is only 7 points.
So 7 point something kilometers.
Okay.
Well, no, we cannot say that now until they seek for the loan and the loan.
Correspondent Koleojo reports that the executive director of the company handling the project, Jack Lyer, who was there at the event, said that all needs to be on deck to make sure that the action takes place.
To execute the section number 1 of the red line.
Is there how many phases?
Depends on the governments. They are going to decide, not us.
Okay. Yeah. You have to source.
Tell you. Depends. You know, it's actually even loan is with the governments and the governments. It's not. We are just contractor. We are going to just make a contribution for the construction majorly. Even the loan issue will be discussed between the Oyo State government and the one who may be concerned.
And now, as part of measures aimed at improving healthy living conditions of Ogun State residents, the state government says it would further equip primary health care center facilities across the state. Speaking to Galaxy News after the presentation of award to primary health care centers that stood out in the discharge of qualitative service delivery under the Save 1 Million Lives scheme, Ogun State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Babatunde Ikpaye, represented by Dr. Nofyu Aiguru, says that the government would make provision of basic equipment across primary health centers to boost health facilities, stressing that more personnel will be recruited. On his part, Project Director Save 1 Million Lives, Dr. Abbas Ganiu, says the project has been able to cover its main objectives by increasing its utilization and reaching out to communities as well as training health workers on safe deliveries, family planning, amongst others.
And we are going to ensure that they have those basic equipments, necessary for quality, optimal quality services at our facilities. The other ones will also be looked into is about personnel. We need to recruit and ensure that the facility are well staffed.
We've been able to increase utilization in the facility in the fact that we've been able to enter the communities to conduct outreaches, immunization outreaches, and we've been able to also key into ARIA scheme.
Still to come, Gwanara community decries the deplorable state of roads. This and many more stories when Galaxy News returns. Do stay tuned. Elected Olota of Ota, Dr. Abdul Kabri Adeyemi, is calling for more governance presence in Ota following his emergence as a new monarch. Speaking to correspondent John Felix, the Olota-elect promised not to disappoint the people while also calling for the unflinching support. He says he is aware of some of the major challenges of the people, one which is unemployment amongst others. He also expresses optimism that Ota would take a different turn, urging government to focus attention which serves a border point to other communities.
We don't have enough government presence in Ota. And when you look at other areas within Ogun State, we have universities in Ogun State, that's Olabisi Onabanjo University. We have Taishola University within the Ijebu area, and we have even a College of Technologies all around.
On our next story, the people of Gwanara community in Barotin local government area of Kwara State are again calling for government to fix the roads it shares with the Republic of Benin in the northern part of the state. Residents there claim the local government has been neglected by both the Kwara State and federal government in terms of basic amenities, especially roads, since its creation in 1976. We bring you details in this report.
The community is the border town between Nigeria and Benin Republic, and according to the inhabitants, it has immense economic value to both countries. Residents of the local government are predominantly subsistence and commercial farmers. But getting the produce to markets within the two countries is an uphill task, as the only available road, an 85-kilometer stretch, is in severe state of disrepair.
To be frank, federal government is losing, because if you look at it from Côte d'Ivoire, Togo, the northern Togo, the northern Côte d'Ivoire, the northern Ghana, the northern Republic of Benin, the route is direct to Nigeria and especially to Ilorin. And if you see the economy that is flowing every day, day and night, you will believe that yes, federal government is really losing.
Government, it seems, has no interest in putting this all-important infrastructure together, and the youth have taken it upon themselves to carry out repairs. But they can only do little.
It's one of the international roads linking the states. From here, we have about 55 kilos to the international border. And from here to the federal highway, we have about 33 kilometers. But it is very terrible during rainy season.
The Gwanara market has the capacity of feeding the entire people of Kwara State, according to inhabitants. But the poor condition of the road has badly affected business in that regard.
You can see what is available here. We produce a lot of things here.
But to get to the market, because of this bad road, is a problem. It's affecting the market seriously. That road particularly is affecting the market. It's very serious, and high time that the government should come to our rescue.
We are terribly suffering here. You cannot believe in this millennium age that people are still living this type of life, where there's no access road. An agrarian society like this, we produces a lot of things. We can feed the whole nation if actually the government focuses this place and open up this area.
Gwanara has over 20 villages, with Bukuru village being the nearest border to the Republic of Benin, which is only 55 kilometers away. The government of Benin Republic have started the construction of a bridge and a road for easy movement of goods between Nigeria and Benin Republic, and the people are urging the federal government to do the same.
Actually, madam, there are challenges. In fact, it's good for people to talk to our government, our elders to talk to our government. Because if you go up from here to Togo, I have gone round in Benin. In fact, I didn't witness load like this.
In his reaction, the Kwara State Commissioner for Works, Aro Yahaya, has promised that very soon the people of Gwanara community will laugh, as government has put machinery in motion to address the issue.
And the contractor has commenced execution of the project. It's a surface-dressing road because of the traffic volume. Right now, the contractor has done about 6-7 kilometers surface dressing, and he has cleared the whole stretch of the road. And by the grace of God, the road is not abandoned and is not going to be abandoned.
For now, smugglers take advantage of this neglect to move illegal goods to and from Benin Republic, especially at night, without any challenge.
Away from Kwara now to Bayelsa, the state governor, Serake Dixon, has appointed Barrister Kamela Okara as the new secretary to the state government. This is coming 1 month after the former secretary, Serena Diete Spiff, voluntarily resigned his appointment to pursue other businesses. Speaking at the swearing-in ceremony, the Bayelsa state governor said the appointment comes with a lot of responsibilities.
Appointed as secretary to government of this state, and that comes with a lot of responsibilities. We're going to participate in our consultative government at the very highest level. There's nothing in the government of this state that you won't be discussing.
The governor also spoke on the qualities of the new SSG in piloting the affairs of the state to move the state forward.
I believe that you have what it takes. You have the right background, training, experience, and above all else, you have the right values.
Meanwhile, in its determination to ensure that road crashes are reduced to the barest minimum during the Yuletide and beyond, the Federal Road Safety Corps has flagged off a safety campaign tagged Operation Zero Christmas and New Year in Yenagoa, the Bayelsa state capital. The awareness campaign, which is geared towards educating motorists on the need to prevent crashes on highways, is a brainchild of the Corps Marshal Boboye Oyeyemi. Speaking on the exercise, the Corps Marshal, who was represented by the Zonal Commander and the Bayelsa Sector Commander, spoke on the campaign.
Christmas period, we don't want anybody to die. We don't want any driver to turn our wives to widow. We don't want any driver to turn our children to orphan. We want them to drive safely. We want them to drive with the spirit of God, with passion of passenger in their heart.
Message is patience. This period, there is the tendency for people to be in a hurry and trying to meet up dates and appointments.
On the part of the Bayelsa state government, the Director of Public Enlightenment blamed security operatives for reckless driving, as some participating drivers spoke on the benefits of the campaign.
Those of us that are security people too, tell your drivers to be very careful. They drive very recklessly on the road. One man in one Hilux because you have the opportunity to carry siren.
I've learned, especially from the last man that speak. The man talk about road safety, also talk about the driver. So I've learned two sides.
It will enable us, we that are keke riders,